And I'm always, when I don't do them anymore because of my back, but when I did, I was constantly checking my form because that's one of the lifts that you can really screw yourself up if you don't do them right. And there's so many other varieties that you can choose that don't. My favorite is the goblet squat, and that's where you hold the weight in front of you. And I've seen people that couldn't do an air squat properly. You give them the dumbbell in their hand and kind of cue them what to do, and immediately it cleans up their form. It's amazing to me. So that was always my go-to with my clients is the goblet squat. You got this, and then for people that really have issues with the range of motion and all, I would use a physio ball up against the wall, press their back into it, and use the ball like to guide them up and down with. So there's so many varieties, but in my opinion, if you can, if your health will allow you to do it, everybody should be doing some form of squatting.
Yeah.
And lunges,
I completely agree.
Lunges go right in hand. There's a different variety of lunges. I mean, you have your traditional just step forward, step back lunge. You have your walking lunges. And it just engages so much of your hamstrings and so much of your glutes and all. Like I said, that's just one of the best exercises, in my opinion, that you can do.
I agree. Like you said, it's so versatile. And I prescribe to the same thought of the back squat. It's an important lift, but it doesn't mean it's important for everybody. Your goals will dictate should you be doing back squats. And some people in the bodybuilding career, like you said, are going to be like, "Oh my God, blasphemy!" But like, I mean, really, let's think about it. Some people should not be doing back squats. They might get a lot better stimulus from doing a front squat, or maybe the bikini and wellness industry, doing their goblet squats, or using a physio ball. Like, where you are at in your life will dictate kind of what you need to, which type of squat you should be doing. But squat in general should be present in your weekly
Well, and not
regimen, if you
everybody
will.
can. I'm sure you experienced it too, because I've been a few clients I was trying to teach the back squat because they had the mechanics down, but for some reason or another, like they might have like limited ankle mobility or tight.
Yeah.
They're tight in their calves, they're tight in their hamstrings, and it doesn't allow them to get a full range of motion. They can get to a certain point with proper form, but beyond that, because of their limited
Pace.
flexibility or joint mobility, they just absolutely can't do it. And no matter how much you try, they're just not going to get the movement down, I guess, too. So just, find a different variation for them.
Yeah. No, I again agree. And I think it's important to understand that, the best plan that you can have is the one that you're going to be able to sustain and adhere to. And some of that sustainment and adherence involves what are you capable of doing.
Right.
You can't just say do squats. If the person is limited in their knee stability, you probably shouldn't have them doing a barbell squat. Help them build that knee stability, and then let's progress, maybe, if that's what it calls for. But different strokes for different folks. Yeah, because I had, when I was doing a lot of in person, I had this young guy. He came in, hey, I want to get stronger and lose weight, the typical stuff. And
Right.
I put him through an assessment, and we did a forward lunge, and he would get to a point where, as he started going down, just fall over like one way. There was no stability, there was no spatial awareness. And I remember saying, like, no, just you stay on your feet, man. But he'd go down and just be like, ah,
All over. Right.
yeah. And so for him, man, if I gave him barbell back squat, he might still be in the hospital. And
Yeah.
this was years ago, on when Temple was still on 90.
Right.
That
Well,
would
see,
not
that's
work for him.
why when just somebody, I mean, I might know them from the gym, or a coworker or something will come to me and say, "Hey, can you do a weightlifting program for me? Can you write me out a program?" My response is no. And they're like, "Well, you're just an asshole." No, I'm not being an asshole. I don't know you. I've never seen you work out. I've never trained with you. I don't know what your strengths and weaknesses are. So, like you just said, I prescribe an exercise to you. Number one, you don't know how to do it. I've never seen you do it, and you're doing it all jacked up. And then you end up hurting yourself, and you're mad at me, and you give up on your exercise program because the exercise hurts you. And it hurts you because I gave you the wrong exercise, dude. That exercise was not for you. And, unless I do an assessment on you, have worked with you before, I have no way of knowing that. So just asking, just a general person, hey, am I capable of giving you a program? Yeah, I could give you a good program, but it's not for you. And that's what I'm saying. Just don't guess what, but wait, if you rewind to earlier, I was saying, don't go to the gym and try to mimic what somebody else is doing, because that exercise may not be for you. They may be well more advanced than you are. So, that's not for you. Find out, that's the reason I suggest, if your budget allows it, find you a good personal trainer in the beginning and work with them and let them teach you some stuff for, like, 6 months to a year. And then if you think you're ready to move on your own, then move out on, move on your own. You don't have to stay with that trainer forever, but for
Yeah.
God's sakes, learn the basics before, you go out and end up hurting yourself.
Oh, yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with that. Um, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up, man. I appreciate the time, the information, the chat. Always good conversation with you, even on a just kicking it at the gym or whatever.